Hi, I'm Arturo Castro, and I've been lucky enough to do stuff like Broad City and Narcos and Roadhouse. And now I'm starting a podcast because honestly, guys, I don't feel the space is crowded enough. Get ready for Greatest Escapes, a new comedy podcast about the wildest true escape stories in history. Each week, I'll be sitting down with some of the most hilarious actors and writers and comedians, people like Ed Helms, Diane Guerrero, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I love storytelling, and I love you, so I can't wait.
Listen and subscribe to Greatest Escapes on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We want to speak out and we want this to stop.
Wow, very powerful.
I'm Ellie Flynn, an investigative journalist, and this is my journey deep into the adult entertainment industry.
I really wanted to be a Playboy model. He was like, I'll take you to the top, I'll make you a star.
To expose an alleged predator and the rotten industry he works in.
It's honestly so much worse than I had anticipated.
We're an army in comparison to him.
From Novel, listen to The Bunny Trap on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey you guys, I'm Catherine Legg. I'm a racing driver who's literally driven everything with four wheels across the planet. And I've got a new podcast. It's called Throttle Therapy. This season, I'm competing in some of the world's most notorious racing events. Tune into my new podcast, Throttle Therapy, with Catherine Legg, an iHeart women's sports production in partnership with Deep Blue Sports and Entertainment. You can find us on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Presented by Elf Beauty, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports.
I'm so sick of hearing men talk about women's basketball.
This is Lexi Brown.
And Mariah Rose.
And we've got a new podcast, Full Circle.
Every Wednesday, we're catching you up on what's going on in women's basketball.
We've got you with analysis, inside stories, and a little bit of tea.
Full Circle is an iHeart Women's Sports production in partnership with Deep Blue Sports and Entertainment. Listen to Full Circle on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Presented by Elf Beauty, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports.
Hey, it's Alec Baldwin. This season on my podcast, Here's the Thing, I speak with musician, photographer, and philanthropist Julian Lennon.
One of the really important things that happened to me with photography was I would have people write to me, people that couldn't financially afford to travel the world. And what they had all said to me is that you bring these stories to us. You bring the truth. You bring cultures that we would never necessarily know anything about.
Listen to the new season of Here's the Thing on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's today's Strawberry Letter. Listen, the subject I have for you today is called My Best Friend Likes Sexy Strangers, okay?
So do I.
My best friend likes sexy strangers, yeah. Right now, the nephew. Right now, the nephew is in the building with today's.
You ain't never seen a stranger and went, all right now.
Yeah. There's a little more to it, though, than just the subject.
Everybody I've ever talked to at one point in time in my life was just a sexy
stranger.
But here's my question. Have you ever met a sexy stranger and as soon as they started talking, they wasn't sexy at all?
Yes.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Man. Have you talked to a person and from across the room, you're in a club, you're back in your element, and you walk over there and the conversation start and you go, Jesus, I walked over here for this.
Yeah. And then you get out of it how, Steve?
Walk back. Oh, I walk off. I ain't got no time for that.
You ain't got nothing I want to see here.
Oh, right, no. Nephew. I walk across the room and you open your mouth and then something wrong with you. I just turn around and walk off. We don't know each other. Wasn't no Instagram back then, none of that. I could just walk off.
Yeah. I love it. All right,
girl,
nephew.
why he just walk off? I don't know.
Come on with the prank phone call. What you got for us, Neph?
Buttcheeks.
So dumb. What? Crazy.
That's the name of the prank. Buttcheeks.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Hello?
Hello, I'm trying to reach Carmen, Miss Carmen.
This is Nate. My ass was calling.
I'm the principal at the high school where your daughter goes. This is Mr. Porter. Porter, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. Is everything good?
Yeah. Everything is fine. Now your daughter is 10th grade, Crystal, right?
Correct.
Okay. I want to make sure we got so many kids with the same names. I wanted to make sure I had the right person. So here's the issue. You say your name was Nate?
Yeah.
Okay. Nate, the problem we're having here at the school is, I don't know if you are aware of it, but when your wife drops Crystal off at school, we've got the parents as well as some of the teachers. They're complaining about what she's wearing. What your wife is
wearing?
Yeah, what she's wearing when she drops the kids off. Evidently her clothes are very skimpy and her butt cheeks are out. You know, I don't know if I haven't actually seen her, but I've been getting these reports from we've been getting.
Well, that's a little strange to me. I'm typically at work. I mean, I don't know what she's wearing. I'm gonna have to talk to her later on today.
Okay. Well, what I was gonna suggest is, I thought I was calling her phone. I didn't know I was going to get you, but what I wanted to do is get her to come up here so I can see what she's wearing. You know?
Oh no! I think I got this handled, dude. I can take care of it.
Well, I think it's going to be better for both of us. Like if I was to able to see her, and let her.
Look, player. Look. I got it. My daughter. This is not even really concerning my daughter. This is, this is above that pay grade. Let me handle it. So, my daughter going to the principal's office is one thing. I'd be on top of that, but I'm definitely gonna be on top of this. So like I said, I think I got this handled.
Right. Now your wife Carmen, is she there?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any way I can talk to her?
No, like I told you, I think I got this one. I can take care of this. My thing is, I've already told you that 3 times. I don't know where you're really going with this. I'm gonna talk to her and get the situation rectified as soon as I can.
Okay.
But you don't need to see her, or talk to her, nothing like that.
Being the principal here at the school, sir. And like I said, I'm just trying to, handle this school in an orderly fashion and make sure that all things are taken care of around here and we have no issues and no problems. So
look, player, you're not talking to my daughter. You're talking to me. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm telling you, when I tell you I got it handled, I got it handled.
I understand that,
Black History Month is here, and we're excited to kick off season 4 of I Didn't Know. Maybe you didn't either. This season, we're diving even deeper, celebrating trailblazing pioneers who fought for change and shining a spotlight on revolutionary women who defied the odds and redefined excellence. Give Grace Wisher her flowers. She's proof that history ain't all about who gets the credit. It's about who did the work. So next time you see that 50-starred, 13-striped American flag, you just remember a 16-year-old black woman helped to make it happen. So this season, get ready to be inspired, educated, and empowered even more. Join us as we uncover stories that deserve to be heard and celebrated. Listen to I Didn't Know. Maybe you didn't either, from the Black Effect Podcast Network on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or simply wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Arturo Castro, and I've been lucky enough to do stuff like Broad City and Narcos and Roadhouse and so many commercials about back pain. And now I'm starting a podcast because honestly, guys, I don't feel the space is crowded enough. Get ready for Greatest Escapes, a new comedy podcast about the wildest true escape stories in history. Each week, I'll be sitting down with some of the most hilarious actors and writers and comedians to tell them a buck-wild tale from across history and time. People like Ed Helms, Diane Guerrero, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Zoe Chow.
Titanic. Charles Manson.
Alcatraz.
Sada Shakur. The sketchy guy named Steve.
It's giving funny true crime.
I love storytelling, and I love you, so I can't wait.
Listen and subscribe to Greatest Escapes on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
It was a moment that should have broken me, but just because of how I was raised and my bullishness and arrogance to want to be great hardened me. It gave me a platform to be so singularly focused on greatness.
We all have moments like this. Something happens that's supposed to break us. But it's in these moments that we discover what we're really made of. I promise you, if anyone knows this, it's me. I'm Ashlyn Harris, 2-time Women's World Cup champion and goalkeeper for the U.S. Women's National Team. In my new podcast, Wide Open, I'll sit down with trailblazers from sports, music, fashion, entertainment, and politics to explore their toughest moments and the incredible comebacks that followed. Listen to Wide Open with Ashlyn Harris, an iHeart Women's Sports production on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Presented by Capital One, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports.
We want to speak out, we want to raise awareness, and we want this to stop.
Wow, very powerful.
I'm Ellie Flynn, and I'm an investigative journalist. When a group of models from the UK wanted my help, I went on a journey deep into the heart of the adult entertainment industry.
I really wanted to be a Playboy model. Lingerie, topless. I said, yes, please.
Because at the centre of this murky world is an alleged predator.
You know who he is because of his pattern of behavior.
He's just spinning the web for you to get trapped in it.
He's everywhere and has been everywhere. It's so much worse and so much more widespread than I had anticipated.
Together, we're going to expose him and the rotten industry he works in.
It's not just me. We're an army in comparison to him.
Listen to The Bunny Trap on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Tickets are on sale now, y'all, for our 2025 iHeart Country Festival, presented by Capital One, happening Saturday, May 3rd at the Moody Center in Austin, Texas. Don't miss your chance to see country music's biggest superstars, Brooks and Dunn, Thomas Rhett, Rascal Flatts, Cole Swindell, Sam Hunt, Megan Maroney, Bailey Zimmerman, Nate Smith, all on one stage, hosted by Bobby Bones.
iHeart Country Festival, let's go!
Streaming live only on Hulu, and you can be there in person. Tickets are on sale now. Don't miss out.
What is up, Austin, Texas?
Get yours before they sell out at Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com. And we'll see you at our 2025 iHeart Country Festival, presented by Capital One.
I have to handle my school, though. You understand that? I have to handle the school.
I will drop my daughter off myself.
Okay, I understand that. Well, no.
So, I mean, do I need to come up there and talk to you?
No, I need your wife to come talk to me. I need to see what she be wearing.
You don't need to talk to my wife. Look, player, do you have a wife?
I have a wife.
Can come to my office.
Well, what are you talking about?
No, what are you talking about? That my wife needs to come and so you can inspect her outfit. I'm not playing that game, player. We're not doing that.
Okay, I need to see what your wife be wearing when she dropping these kids.
Give me your cell phone. I'll send you a picture.
Hey man, I think we must have gone down the wrong street with this conversation.
Yeah, no, we definitely down the wrong boulevard on this one, player.
Okay.
Let me just make it very clear to you. My wife, you seeing that in the office and all that, maybe we can come up there tomorrow. It's going to be me and her. No, she's not coming up to the principal's office. We don't need to do all that.
But we don't have a problem with you. We just need her. I just need to see.
No, you're gonna have a problem with me if we keep going down this road right now.
Okay, so it's okay for her to have her butt cheeks out when she dropped the kids off, but as soon as I want to have her come out of office for a meeting about this situation.
Well, right now, you said you claiming her butt cheeks is out, her cheeks is out. Right now, you out of pocket.
Okay, no, it was out of pocket when she pulled up and got out the car, and her butt was out of pocket. That's when it was out of pocket. So what you can't do, Nate, is be mad at me about what your wife done put on and wore up here to the school.
Look, man, like I said, I'm gonna do what I got to do on this end. Your end is to handle what's going on in your school.
Well, evidently you're not handling that end over there. So that's why I'm stepping up as the principal of the school, saying I need to have a meeting, a private meeting with your wife, so me and her and I can talk about what she wearing.
Look, man, I done told you several times, her coming up there on her own is not going to happen. So this is where we at right now. You know what? You. Not going to happen.
Say what? Say what you say?
You. What's going to happen tomorrow is I'm going to come up there, drop my daughter up, and come see you.
So you coming here tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Okay. So are you bringing Miss Carmen with you?
Don't worry about who's with me. I'm not a telephone tough guy, money. I'm coming up there to handle this right now because you out of pocket. Now, this is how it's going down. There will be no butt cheeks coming out tomorrow.
What?
It's just going to be coming out the car on some real You understand? What's your name again?
My name, I'm Porter, the principal here.
All right. There'll be no butt cheeks tomorrow. You will see me coming out the car.
Okay. Well, there is another issue we got here on the table.
And what is that?
So Miss Carmen, has she told you about the conversation she's been having with Tommy?
Who the is Tommy?
So that once again, so your wife ain't telling you nothing. So she hasn't told you nothing about her talking to Tommy.
No, dude, I don't want to play games, man. Who's Tommy?
Okay, so okay. Do you know?
Land the plane, my man.
Okay, cool. Do you know who Nephew Tommy is from the Steve Harvey Morning Show? Do you know him?
Yeah, I know who Nephew. Yo, my man, he was about to catch a bad one tomorrow morning.
Nate, you just got pranked by your wife, Carmen, baby.
Hey, at least he knows Buttcheeks and all still love her.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Oh, man, I got to ask you something before we go, baby. What is the baddest, and I mean the baddest, radio show in the land?
The Steve Harvey Morning Show.
And there it is.
Oh, my God.
And there it is.
Cheek to cheek. There it is.
What? He straightened out. Right. Yeah. There's a problem, and he worked on it. Yeah. Speak on it, Tommy.
I got cussed out. You understand? But it's okay.
As you should have.
It's part of the job.
That was her
problem.
It's part of, yes. Her husband went pretty much left on me.
And as he should have.
Okay. It's okay. I'm here for that. That's what pranking is. You understand? That's what pranking is.
Thank you, Nephew. Up next, Strawberry Letter. Subject, my best friend, like sexy strangers. We'll get into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Hi, I'm Arturo Castro, and I've been lucky enough to do stuff like Broad City and Narcos and Roadhouse. And now I'm starting a podcast because honestly, guys, I don't feel the space is crowded enough. Get ready for Greatest Escapes, a new comedy podcast about the wildest true escape stories in history. Each week, I'll be sitting down with some of the most hilarious actors and writers and comedians, people like Ed Helms, Diane Guerrero, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I love storytelling, and I love you, so I can't wait.
Listen and subscribe to Greatest Escapes on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey you guys, I'm Catherine Legg. I'm a racing driver who's literally driven everything with four wheels across the planet. And I've got a new podcast. It's called Throttle Therapy. This season, I'm competing in some of the world's most notorious racing events. Tune into my new podcast, Throttle Therapy, with Catherine Legg, an iHeart women's sports production in partnership with Deep Blue Sports and Entertainment. You can find us on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Presented by Elf Beauty, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports.
Hey, it's Alec Baldwin. This season on my podcast, Here's the Thing, I speak with musician, photographer, and philanthropist Julian Lennon.
One of the really important things that happened to me with photography was I would have people write to me, people that couldn't financially afford to travel the world. And what they had all said to me is that you bring these stories to us. You bring the truth. You bring cultures that we would never necessarily know anything about.
Listen to the new season of Here's the Thing on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm so sick of hearing men talk about women's basketball.
This is Lexi Brown.
And Mariah Rose.
And we've got a new podcast, Full Circle.
Every Wednesday, we're catching you up on what's going on in women's basketball.
We've got you with analysis, inside stories, and a little bit of tea.
Full Circle is an iHeart Women's Sports production in partnership with Deep Blue Sports and Entertainment. Listen to Full Circle on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Presented by Elf Beauty, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports.
I'm Mary Kay McBrayer, host of the podcast The Greatest True Crime Stories Ever Told, where I dig into crimes where a woman is not just a victim. She might be the detective, the lawyer, the witness, the coroner, the criminal, or some mix of those roles. Because these are the stories we need to know to understand the intersection of society, justice, and the workings of the human psyche. Listen to The Greatest True Crime Stories Ever Told, starting on February 11th on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.